guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an everyday glam for you guys. I feel like this is a cute look that you can do when you're going to work or going to school or just running your errands and you just want to look put together and cute. I really wanted the focus of the glam to be the skin, so I really made sure to go in with products that made my skin and base just look flawless but without looking overly done or heavy, and I think it was a success. But let me know if you guys have any questions and I will be sure to answer them in the comments. That is all that I have for you guys today. Without too much talking, let's get into the tutorial. So first things first, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Skin prep is one of the most important things when it comes to your base eating. I am an esthetician and a former makeup artist, so I think I'm the perfect person to take you guys through a proper skin prep. So I will be making that video, so stay tuned for that. But definitely prep your skin, cleanse, moisturize, just the basics. And once you've let it absorb, you're gonna go in with your primer. And I'm just going to gently pat that into my skin. You want to pat and not rub. And to help prevent smile lines, I'm going in with the Morphe eye primer and just applying that in my smile lines to help prevent creasing and just minimize it. I find that this has been so helpful because I'm someone that am so prone to smile lines, and I definitely notice a difference when I put eye primer in my smile lines and when I don't. So this is definitely like a tip I would recommend if you get smile lines. So now I'm going to tame these brows. I'm going to go in with the NYX Brow Glue. I feel like this is really important to keep your brows in place before you go in with your brow product. And after you apply the brow gel, make sure to let your brows dry down. Don't go in with the product right away. One of the best tips I can recommend to just overall improve your makeup is patience. Don't just be like rushing through every step. Take your time and let things dry down. Ever since I got my brows threaded, I feel like they are not growing back the same, and I really regret it because I feel like I was someone who didn't really need to do much maintenance to my brows. And I got them threaded twice. The first time they were beautiful. Like when I tell you my brows were on point and I was feeling so confident and I was like, yeah, threading is gonna be my new thing. They look snatched. And the second time I went back, she messed it up so bad. Like one brow was like way thinner than the other one and it was very noticeable. And I just noticed that ever since that incident, they have not grown back the same way. And I only had my eyebrows threaded twice. And like I said, the first time went well, like she didn't over thread anywhere, so that was fine. So technically one incident messed up my brows because it's been months and months and they just have not grown back the same way and I'm so annoyed. But yeah, lesson to people out there, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like my brows were fine the way they were. I would just sometimes like shape them with a razor whenever I felt like it, and majority of the time I would just leave them alone, and I should have kept doing that because now I feel like they just don't look the same. I feel like there's a lot of sparseness like on the bottom here and the top here, which I didn't have before. And I just noticed when I do my makeup, my brows don't look as good as they used to, so I'm just annoyed. But it is what it is. Yeah, see, like right here, there's like that empty spot that I didn't have before. So irritating. So I usually just let the brows dry down, but if I'm in a rush, I'll just take a fan and just speed up the process. So now that the brows are dried down, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This has been my tried and true go-to brow pencil for years now. I don't really see myself wavering off of it, but if you guys have any brow recommendations, I am down to try them. So I'm just gonna fill in my brows pretty lightly today. I don't want that heavy brow because I'm going in for more of a soft look, so I'm not gonna fill them in too much. So next I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl concealer and I'm just gonna carve out the under part of my eyebrow. I really like this concealer because the tip is actually very easy to use to carve underneath your concealer. With a lot of other concealers, you can't really use the applicator, you have to use a brush. So it kind of just cuts out that extra step, which I don't mind. And I feel like concealing your brows just makes a really big difference. Like it really adds that extra sharpness to your look. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. So next we're gonna go in with our base, and I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I actually love this product. I just wish that they had like a matte version. That's the only complaint that I have. However, the finish that it gives my skin, I'm just gonna have to, you know, make it work with the setting powders and the setting spray because it's such a beautiful finish. So I'm just gonna apply that and kind of focus it on, you know, the dark spots, because that's kind of where I want most of the coverage. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation brush to buff that in. And now I'm gonna go in with the Fenty matchstick. It's in the shade Ebony. So as you can see, I do look very shiny, but I am gonna balance it out with my powder and my contour and everything. So it's gonna look a little bit more balanced. But yes, they definitely need to come out with like a soft matte version of this. I think that would be amazing. So I'm just applying that on the higher parts of my cheekbone, because as you blend it, it is gonna drop down. I feel like I'm always in between shades when it comes to contour, because I find that a lot of the time the darkest color is like far too dark for me, and then the one right above that just, you know, doesn't really show. So I feel like Ebony is okay. It's an okay contour for me, but I feel like I would appreciate if there was a shade in between just slightly darker. And this is with like a lot of brands. Like I always find that I'm like in between. Like I'm that dark shade that's just in between all the shades. Like how am I in between every damn shade? Like make it make sense. I feel like whenever my foundation is looking crazy, all I need to do is like contour or bronze my forehead, and it just makes it look so much better. Like, I don't know what it is about the forehead area. It just does not like light colored products. So I feel like once you bronze, it just brings everything together. I do want a little bit more of a bronze look, so I'm gonna add the NYX bronzer. And this is in the shade Laguna 05. Just a little bit. So for concealer, I'm gonna go in with a shade that is brighter than the foundation, but not super bright, and then I'm gonna add the brighter color. And while that's drying down, I'm going to apply just a tiny bit of blush. I'm going in with the e.l.f. blush, and it's in the shade Berry Well. And I'm just gonna apply that kind of underneath the concealer, but on the higher point of my cheek. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in while I'm letting my concealer dry down. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start blending out my concealer before it dries down to too much. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I'm starting to feel like this e.l.f. Glow foundation looks a little gray on me. I don't think I ever noticed prior to filming an actual look with it, but I don't know, maybe I need another shade if I can even find one, because I have an olive undertone and it's so hard to find dark skin shades that are in an olive undertone because y'all think we don't have one. And now I'm gonna go in with a lighter concealer, just a little tiny bit in the corner. And I'm just gonna let that sit for just a little bit and then I'm gonna blend it out. Okay, so now I'm gonna blend that color out. I'm trying really hard not to bring it down. I just want this more under my eye just for some brightening. And I don't want it to be too bright because once again, I'm not going for that dramatic look today. And once I blend that out, I'm going to immediately set it. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I notice when you set immediately, you have a lot less of a chance of getting creasing. Sometimes I do both eyes, sometimes I do one at a time, but it's probably better to do one at a time, to be honest. And now I'm gonna set my base. I'm really hoping that this powder will bring back some warmth into my skin. It's the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade Dark 40. And the pressed powder I used under my eye was the Fit Me pressed powder in Golden Caramel. Now to add some more depth, I'm going to go in with the bronzer palette from One Size, and I'm using the shade right in the middle. It's called Serve, I believe. Next, I'm gonna add some powder blush, and this one is the Revlon powder blush in Very Berry. I think this has to be my favorite drugstore blush that I've ever tried, or just like powder blush in general. It's so pigmented. Like, I have to be so light-handed because I don't want to end up looking clownish. Okay, I feel like the powder really saved the base because it was looking crazy. Before I applied the powder, it was looking a little too gray. I was looking casket ready. I feel like it just brought that warmth back into my skin, which is what I wanted. So I'm also gonna go in with the same One Size shade on the sides of my nose. Onto the lip combo, I'm going in with the Morphe lip pencils. The first shade I'm gonna be going in with is Nightcap. It's a really nice, dark, deep shade. It reminds me of the Fenty liner in, what's the shade? The darkest shade, I forget the name, but it's really nice. And this is like a more affordable option. And then I'm gonna be going in with Trendsetter, which is a little bit lighter, but like a nice chocolate brown. And now for the lip, I'm gonna be going in with the Fenty Gloss in Mauve Vibes and then topping it with the NYX Jelly Job in Jelly Blushin'. My goal is for the lip to be nice and pink, but also just super glossy. Honestly, that already looks super cute. I could just leave it there, but if you know anything about me, I'm extra, so definitely gonna have to top it off. One thing I like about these Jelly Job lip glosses, I feel like they're super, super shiny, so they're amazing to use as toppers. So next I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray to lock everything in. I really like the way the setting spray melts my base together, and I feel like it also does give me a little bit of lasting power, although I usually like to follow up with a fixing spray. However, today I'm just gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury. Gotta find a way to cover this hair first because I just straightened it today, and when I tell you guys, my hair is literally barbecued, deep fried, all of them, like cooked, because the way my leave out has just been fried ever since I've been wearing a sew-in is crazy. Like the next style needs to be a wig, braid, something. My hair just needs to be covered up and like left alone, because if I don't leave it alone, pretty soon it's gonna leave me. So gotta figure that out. All that to say, I need something to cover my hair so that it doesn't get wet when I use the setting spray, because I cannot straighten it again anytime soon. So I found a scarf. I'm gonna lay that on my hair and then spray to my heart's content. This is so ghetto. And last but not least, I'm gonna go in with mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara on these non-existent lashes. As much as I don't have the longest lashes, lately I've just been loving rocking my natural lashes. Like I can count on one hand how many times I've worn falsies in the past few months, which is so not like me, because I used to be that girl, like every single time I did my makeup, I would put on falsies, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. But girl, the time you save when you're not wearing lashes, it's always when you're in a rush, when one lash decides not to cooperate and apply properly, and you have to take it off and put it back on, and then that messes up your makeup. So I love a lash, but definitely have been loving rocking my natural lashes as of late. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I can see an immediate difference. Like you can see nothing on this side, but there's a little something something over here. All right, girlies, so that is the finished look. Let me know what you think. I feel like this base is giving, it's cute. Getting a little worried there for a sec before I applied all my powders, but I feel like sometimes when you're doing your makeup, you're halfway through and it's looking great and you're like, oh, this is gonna eat. And then other times you're halfway through and you're like, what is happening right now? Sometimes you have to just trust the process and keep going, because sometimes the results actually ends up being better than you expected. I've definitely learned that lesson with makeup, that it doesn't always look the best mid-process. That brings us to the end of this video. Let me know what you think about the look. I'm actually very happy with the way it turned out. Everything came together. And this is a lesson on trusting the process, not just when it comes to makeup, but everything else. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do so, and I will see you guys very soon.
Get some in now, let your edge out to some ice,